This video presentation explains the various systems of the Simprojects motion cockpit that will be demonstrated during FS Weekend 2015 in Lelystad. Flight simulation is some kind of virtual reality. You would like to experience flight without stepping into a real aircraft. This means that you have to try and fool your brain via different senses. Good visuals is by far the most important part in virtual reality. This means a wide screen and a sense of depth. Of course, a very realistic cockpit helps a lot too. Sound is another important cue, with a full sound spectrum and a sense of direction. Adding vibration is actually an extension of the sound spectrum. You will feel the engine rumble and wheels on the runway. Adding control loading will increase the realism of the forces of the controls. The feeling of balance, rotation and acceleration can be added by means of a motion platform. You could think about other ways to tickle your senses, like smell, wind in your face or temperature. But in the end, whether it feels real or not depends on the quality and the correct combination of all these items. In my cockpit, I have split the scenery and instrument panel by using two video cards in the PC, one wide resolution spread over 3 screens and 2 smaller screens for the instruments. The advantage of 2 instrument screens is that you can virtually create any aircraft panel, and your yoke shaft can pass right in the middle of the 2 LCD panels. For the scenery, I use 3 17-inch LCD screens, each one having a Fresnel lens in front of it. The Fresnel lens will magnify the screen, turning a 17-inch into a 24-inch screen. But it will also make the screens look further away, creating a sense of depth. This clip shows you before and after adding Fresnel lenses. If you place the lenses correctly, the screens will blend together. The vibration system consists of 2 separate channels. One channel uses the PC sound output, passes it through a low-pass filter, and then amplifies it to drive a tactile transducer which is mounted on the cockpit floor. All flight simulator low-frequency sound can now be felt as vibration. The other channel uses the BFF Shaker system, which extracts flight events from flight simulator via FSUI PC, and then generates several kinds of waveforms based on what kind of event is happening. These waveforms are then amplified and drive another transducer. The BFF Shaker system will let you tune various vibrations based on flight events. After careful tuning, you will actually feel runway bumps, engine vibration, gear mechanism, turbulence, stall vibration, touchdown bumps, and many more. I built my own yoke, which includes control loading. It means that the forces of the yoke will change depending on flight conditions. There are 2 DC motors in the yoke, one for the elevator force and one for the aileron force. For the electronics, I hacked a Microsoft Sidewinder 2 force feedback stick and increased the power output. For the force feedback software, I used FS Force, which creates realistic yoke force, including elevator trim force. My cockpit sits on a 3 degree of freedom motion platform, which can create pitch, roll and heave. On the ground, pitch is used for creating a sense of acceleration or braking. And when making fast turns, the platform will roll the opposite way to mimic centrifugal force. In the air, the platform rolls slightly when the aircraft starts a bank. Pitch is used for acceleration and deceleration, and heave is used to mimic g-forces, turbulence and touchdowns. The motion system gets its data from FSUI PC, which is then processed by the BFF motion driver. A 3-channel software PID system drives the motors that move each leg of the platform. The platform consists of 3 identical legs that work in a scissor fashion, which makes larger excursions possible with limited platform height. Each leg also includes a bungee weight balance system, which carries the static load of the platform. To get realistic movements from the platform, a lot of tweaking is required. The BFF motion driver has many parameters that can be tuned for best practical results. Here is a picture of the motion platform PID servo system and 3 motor drivers. This servo system is also designed by BFF Simulation. If you would like to know more about my motion cockpit, you're welcome to visit my website www.simprojects.nl. Due to the availability of software and hardware, there are more and more DIY motion simulator builders out there. Also this year, I will be showing my motion cockpit at FS Weekend in Lelystad. You're welcome at the Simprojects stand to have a chat or take a flight.
Hoppakee, mooi. Ja, netjes, hele mooie landing. Ja, is toch leuk.